Hello, it's Jason Kochis. I am back with another inking video, and this time I am actually starting to ink my own manga-inspired comic book. And the story is going to be about a boy and his friend Panda. The boy's name is Koji, and the panda's name is Maru. If you want to learn more about that, please subscribe to my Patreon. And also, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe to my YouTube here. More details, definitely. There's a whole lot of other content about this comic. The whole penciling process and creation of it, I've been chronicling on my Patreon. So if you want to learn more about that before it comes out, you'll find a link for that below the video. I hope to complete this by the end of the summer, summer 2023. The camera, for whatever reason, I lost the footage of the top of the page, so I'm finishing the bottom of the page here with these two holding hands. And as you can see, I'm rotating the paper to get the appropriate angle to make the lines that I want to make. I'm using a brush with India ink. I think it's by Higgins. Higgins Black Magic. At this point, I'm going over some of the lines, making them a little bit thicker. Sometimes the brush, not enough ink goes down, so I've got to go over it one or two times, or just try to clean it up as I'm going. The video is accelerated, as you could probably tell. I look like I'm moving a little bit faster than humanly possible. Definitely enjoyed this process. I am excited to be in the inking stage of the comic book at this point. I've been working on it for a while now. Trying to find time in between my regular gig and my other freelance projects to work on this has been challenging, so that's why it's taken me a little bit longer than I expected. I hope everyone will like it and will appreciate it once it's complete. Again, stay tuned through my Patreon for further updates on that. Brush here, I'm using a little bit of a bigger brush than I used on the top of the page, just because the hands are so much closer to you. It just felt that it would be a little bit silly to have a thinner line for the hands, since you were so close to the hands. I do like using this particular Higgins ink because I can actually, almost go over top of it immediately. It dries really, really quickly. Just going in and trying to clean up a little bit some of the lines. And I'm always, looking at the page and trying to think, can I make this a little bit better? Are these marks where I want them to be? Should certain marks be a little bit thicker? Like I think, those four fingers there are in front of the other hand, so I'm trying to make those a little bit thicker. Right here, noticing like, hey, maybe that space in there is a little bit too webby, a little too wide. And now I'm going in with the Tombow brush pen and sort of trying to clean up some of the other lines I made earlier in the lost footage. You can see this crowd scene, a carnival. And the two figures there are underneath that star that are holding hands, walking towards you. Again, just trying to make some of the lines a little bit thicker for characters that are closer to the camera. Got a little bit of the, I don't know if they're speed lines, maybe more like action lines. Using the ruler to fill those in. I use the Tombow brush because I can get more of the details a little bit cleaner with the Tombow brush. I have a little bit more control than the actual paintbrush. Now I'm going around with some white ink and correcting some of the areas where I may have, made a mistake or gone a little bit too far with some of my lines. It's definitely been a process that's been working for me in the past, so I'm just implementing it into my own work here. Usually start with the brush and ink, use the Tombow brush, and then come in with the white ink to make corrections. And I think on some of this page, when I was using the ink, there was little tiny splatter dots that I'm covering up as I'm going around as well. And again, just trying to layer it to get rid of so you can't really see the ink in certain areas. But I gotta let it dry as well. And then usually the very last part of the process, I will come back in with the Tombow brush and maybe go over some of those areas that I did the white ink on. Almost finished here. Okay, so here we go. This is Koji Maru number 1, page 1. Slowly showing you the entire page after I've scanned it in and removed the blue pencils. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider joining my Patreon and supporting me that way. You can also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on these other videos. Appreciate it. Thanks.